Today's top stories at NBR: the move towards amalgamation of the DHBs, steel distributor reportedly preparing a $500 million IPO and listing, cancer diagnostics company maintains momentum, and there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Thursday, July the 29th. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks so much for joining us. The creation of a major grocery retailer that would interrupt the largely unbothered duopoly that currently runs the country's retail grocery sector is one option made in a report released by the Commerce Commission this morning. The Commission's draft report found competition in the $22 billion a year grocery sector was not working well for consumers, and the market needs new entrants. Another possibility would be to vertically separate the two major grocery retailers by requiring them to structurally separate their wholesale business from their retail business, similar to electricity market reforms. Other suggestions in this morning's draft report, based on its market study, also revolved around a great deal more legislation and official oversight of the sector. Southern Cross Healthcare Chief Executive Terry Moore, a chartered accountant by training, has been in the health sector for more than 3 decades. Moore, who has helmed Southern Cross Healthcare, originally Southern Cross Hospitals, for 20 years, believes the move towards amalgamation of the DHBs is a good one. It's one that may afford the country's largest private healthcare network a bigger, more locked-in role in the functioning of the public healthcare system. Terry Moore joined the NBR's Dita DeBoni.
We see it as an opportunity for private and particularly Southern Cross to work with the new national entity to play a greater role. We currently provide a lot of outsourced surgery, but quite often it's on short notice and short term, whereas we think the public system can use the assets of the private sector under much more certain and longer-term contracts.
Southern Cross Healthcare Chief Executive Terry Moore speaking to Dita DeBoni there. Auckland-based steel distributor Vulcan Steel is reportedly preparing a $500 million initial public offer and listing on the NZX and ASX. Fund managers in Australia were pitched on the proposal on Monday with the help of advisors UBS and Credit Suisse, the Australian Financial Review reported. Founder Peter Wells owns 23.4% of Vulcan with his wife Mary through their company Takutai, according to company office filings. Wells started Vulcan in 1995 as a distributor of carbon steel and now distributes a range of steel products from 29 sites across Australia and New Zealand, employing about 800 people. Cancer diagnostics company Pacific Edge is maintaining momentum thanks to a record first quarter. In a market update ahead of its annual meeting today, the listed biotech said it had delivered its best 3 months to June 30 in both throughput and cash receipts. Laboratory throughput for the first quarter of the 2022 financial year increased 179% on the previous corresponding period and was up 109% on the most recent fourth quarter. Customers' cash receipts were 242% higher on the quarter ended June 2021 and 121% up on the final quarter. AIA has admitted making false and/or misleading representations to its customers over passback benefits, incorrect inflation adjustments and termination date issues in proceedings brought by the Financial Markets Authority. The life insurance company has agreed to admit all causes of action, and the matter will proceed to a penalty hearing before the High Court, where the FMA and the company will submit that it should be ordered to pay a pecuniary penalty of $700,000. AIA New Zealand self-reported the breaches to the FMA after being asked to provide information as part of the joint FMA Reserve Bank of New Zealand Conduct and Culture Review of life insurers in 2018. The full details of those stories and more are at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR, in Hunter's Corner, Tim Hunter says when commenting on fund management fees that it's easy to look tall when you stand next to a dwarf. And a new report questions whether directors should have to consider all stakeholders. I'm Paul Brennan. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow from around lunchtime for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then same time, same place, right here from 5:30 tomorrow and through the weekend for another NBR This Week.